We have learned to solve one-step equations. Now we're going to learn to solve two-step equations. Your essential question is, how do I solve equations? Your learning intention, I'm learning to solve equations. Remember, we're just at the beginning of learning to solve equations. We still have more equations to find out how to solve and the thought process that goes into that. So you have 4 warm-up questions. Solve for the indicated variable, pause the video, and see if you can solve these 4 questions now. Well, I hope you tried, and that you're just checking your answers. Remember, if it's adding or subtracting, we want to do the line through the equal sign, and then a line underneath, making sure there's enough room for us to write. X, I subtracted 4. I need to undo subtract 4. So I'm going to add 4, and I've got to make both sides of my line look the same. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. X is equal to 12 plus 4 is 16. If I want to check, 16 minus 4 is equal to 12, and I know I've got the right answer. On the next one, 3a means I am multiplying. 3 times a. The opposite of multiplication is division. I use the coefficient only. I use that number in front of a only. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So, a is equal to 5. 3 times 5 is 15. I've checked it out. It does work. Okay, when I come down here, p divided by 5. This is division. The opposite is multiplication. If I'm looking at this, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So that leaves me with p. P is equal to 4 times 5 is 20. To do my check, 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. Once again, if I'm adding or subtracting, I want to do the double lines, and I will continue to use the line down the middle of the equal sign until I get done. With one-step equations, there's only one step, and we don't have to continue to use it. Through the equal sign, enough room to write underneath. Keep your column straight. K minus 9. The opposite of subtraction is addition, so I add 9 to both sides. Negative 9 plus 9 is 0. It is gone from that side of the equal sign. So K is equal to 17 plus 9 is 26. To do my check, 26 minus 9 is equal to 17. So it does work out. Now, two-step equations are what we're going into next. Your one-step equations require one step, one operation to undo what's happened in my variable. Two-step equations are equations that require 2 different operations to solve. So as we're looking at this, the first thing we're going to do is to read the equation. Okay, we're going to read the equation, and it will tell us, if we're listening to ourselves, it will tell us what operations have happened and in which order. So, I have a number. I multiply it by 2. Then I add 5. The result is 17. You've got to undo what happened last. If I'm looking at this, what was the last thing that happened to t? I added 5. That's the first thing I have to undo. So I'll subtract 5 from both sides. I added 5. So now I'm going to subtract 5. Five minus plus negative 5 is 0. And I end up with 2t is equal to 12. What did we do first? We multiplied by 2. So how do I undo multiplying by 2? Divide by 2. Remember, we're just using the coefficient, that number in front of t. What is 12 divided by 2? That would be 6. So t is equal to 6. If I was going to check, 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. And that is the correct answer. So we're going to use this technique to solve the following equations. The first one, take a minute. I'm going to give you a minute to read through the equation. Remember, this is the technique we're using. Okay, let's read this equation. I have some number c. I multiplied by 4, and then I added 3, and I ended up with 15. The result is 15. What did I do last? I added 15, so what is the opposite? What undoes adding? Subtracting. Three plus negative 3 is 0. That leaves me with 4c is equal to 12. Now, 4c means I have multiplied. How do I undo multiplication? I use division. I divide by the coefficient only, because 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 1c is equal to 3. If I want to check, 4 times 3 plus 3 is equal to 15. 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. It works. It makes that a true statement. Okay, I want you to try the next one on your own. Can you get started? Can you read it to yourself and decide what was done last? And how do I undo that last step? Three times a number minus 8 is equal to 4. So I'm looking, the minus 8 was done last. So the minus 8 is the first thing I have to undo. The opposite of subtracting 8 is to add 8. Just like my children, I have to do the same thing for all my children. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. 3w, 3 times w, is equal to 12. I have multiplied. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. Divide both sides by 3. 3 is the coefficient of w, and w is equal to 4. How do I check? 3 times 4 minus 8 equals 12 minus 8, which is equal to 4, and we're done. Okay, look at the next problem and read it to yourself. I've taken a number, I add 8, and then I divide by 2. What was the last thing we did? We divided by 2. What is the opposite? To multiply by 2. So, these two, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, they cancel each other out. I'm left with d plus 8 is equal to 20. I've added 8. How do I undo? By subtracting 8. And d is equal to 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. That is the correct answer. Okay, pause the video and see if you can do the next one, or at least get it started. Okay, as we read it, g minus 6 divided by 3. Last thing I did was to divide by 3. To undo it, I have to multiply both sides times 3. These cancel out. G minus 6 is equal to 15. Remember that 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times any number gives you that number back. Now to finish it up, g minus 6 is equal to 15. This is subtraction, so I draw those lines. Keeping my column straight, I add 6 to both sides. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. G is equal to 21. Okay, let's plug and chug. 21 minus 6 is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. It is the correct answer. Okay, for the next one, let's read it out loud. I've taken some number, I've divided it by 3, and then I added 7. And I end up with 11. What do I do first? What was done last? Adding 7. What's the opposite? Subtract 7 from both sides. R divided by 3 is equal to 11 minus 7 is 4. Okay, I've divided by 3. What's the opposite? Multiplying by 3. R is equal to 12. Twelve divided by 3 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. I have the correct answer. Pause the video and start the next one if you can. Okay, read it out loud. b divided by 5 minus 9 equals 17. Last thing I did was to subtract 9. I need to undo that. So I'll add 9 to both sides. b divided by 5 is equal to 26. Now what do I do? Multiply by 5 is correct. And b is equal to, let's see, 20 times 5 is 100. 6 times 5 is 30. 100 plus 30 is 130. Next one, I take a number, I square it, then I subtract 2 and I get 7. What's my number? Well, I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and d squared is equal to 9. What is the opposite of squaring? Square rooting. What number times itself gives me 9? 3. So d is equal to 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. Pause the video and see how far you can get on the next one. Well, I've taken h, I've squared it, then added 4. I end up with 29. The last thing I did was add, so I have to undo that by subtracting 4 from both sides. I end up with h squared is equal to 25. What's the opposite of squaring? Square rooting. What number times itself gives me 25? 5. H is equal to 5. Now it's your turn. There are 3 problems for you to do on your own. Can you do them? Pause the video and see. Well, I hope you try it on your own. I've taken a number j, multiplied by 2, and then subtracted 8, and my result is 4. The last thing I did was to subtract 8. So now I have to add 8 to both sides. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. It's gone from that side. 2j is equal to 12. I now divide by 2. J is equal to 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. It is correct. For the next one, I've taken a number g. I've subtracted 7 and then divided that number by 3. My result is 6. How do I undo it? Multiply by 3 on both sides to begin with. I divided by 3 last. Okay, now g minus 7 is equal to 18. Now I need my lines to keep everything straight. Minus, the opposite is plus. Plus 7 on both sides. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. And g is equal to 25. 25 minus 7 is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, for the last one, I've taken u. I have divided it by 2. From that number, I've subtracted 3, and I end up with 5. What was the last thing I did that I need to undo? Minus 3. The opposite is plus 3. Keep those columns straight. U divided by 2 is equal to 8. I've divided, the opposite is to multiply by 2 on both sides. U is equal to 16. Sixteen divided by 2 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5, and I know I've done it correctly. So how do you know when you're successful? You know you're successful when you can solve equations. Today it was specifically two-step equations.